Imagine a country vast and rich in resources, straddling the old Silk Road and positioned between some of the world's most powerful nations. This is Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is the 9th largest country in the world. Its sheer size is staggering, yet it's not just the vastness that makes this nation remarkable. Nestled in the heart of Eurasia, Kazakhstan serves as a bridge between East and West, a geopolitical crossroads that connects China, Russia, Central Asia, and Europe. But Kazakhstan's potential isn't merely geographical. Deep beneath its sweeping steppes lie some of the world's richest mineral reserves. We're talking trillions of dollars worth of natural resources. Picture gold, uranium, and copper, to name a few. Add to this an impressive abundance of oil and natural gas reserves. Indeed, it's a treasure trove of resources that could make any nation envious. However, the country's potential extends beyond its mineral wealth. Kazakhstan is also a major player in the global energy sector. It provides the most fuel for nuclear power in the world. That's right, when you switch on a light in a city powered by nuclear energy, there's a good chance some of that power came from Kazakhstan, and it doesn't stop there. Kazakhstan is also a significant player in the digital gold rush. This Central Asian giant is one of the world's largest miners of bitcoins. Its cheap electricity and cold climate provide the perfect conditions for crypto mining, adding another layer to its economic potential. Let's not forget about the bread and oil. Kazakhstan feeds nations. It's a significant exporter of grain, and its oil travels through pipelines to reach markets far and wide. So we have a country that's vast and resource-rich, strategically located, and a major player in several key global sectors. With such wealth and strategic location, one might expect Kazakhstan to be a leading global power, and yet it is not. Why? Despite its potential, Kazakhstan remains largely dependent on external forces and is considered an average player on the global stage. Let's delve a bit deeper into this. Kazakhstan's economy is deeply intertwined with larger nations, particularly Russia and China. With its vast mineral reserves and strategic location, Kazakhstan has become a key player in these countries' economic strategies. For instance, it's a major supplier of uranium used for nuclear power to both Russia and China. However, this economic interdependence has also made Kazakhstan vulnerable to fluctuations in these nations' economies. On the domestic front, the country grapples with structural issues that impede its growth. Corruption is a pervasive problem, leading to an inefficient allocation of resources. Despite having vast natural wealth, the proceeds often end up in the pockets of a select few. This not only widens the wealth gap, but also dampens the potential for economic advancement. Political instability is another significant hurdle. Since gaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, Kazakhstan has seen only 2 presidents. This lack of political turnover has led to a concentration of power and limited democratic development. Consequently, the country's ability to implement necessary reforms is often stunted, hindering its progress. Moreover, the country's infrastructure, while improving, is still not up to par with many of its counterparts. This has limited its ability to fully exploit its natural resources and diversify its economy. For instance, despite being a major wheat producer, Kazakhstan struggles with getting its produce to international markets due to inadequate transport links. Additionally, Kazakhstan's over-reliance on oil and mineral exports makes its economy highly susceptible to commodity price swings. This lack of economic diversification is a significant challenge to its development. This raises the question, why has Kazakhstan not been able to fully realize its potential? A complex web of factors has prevented Kazakhstan from achieving its potential. To understand this, it's crucial to peel back the layers and dive into the issues of corruption, political instability, and economic dependence. Corruption in Kazakhstan is not an anomaly but rather a systemic issue. It's deeply entrenched, infecting every sector of the economy. From low-level bribery to high-level graft, it's a significant impediment for the country's growth. This corruption has led to an uneven distribution of wealth and resources, with the vast majority of the population barely scraping by while a select few enjoy the lion's share of the country's mineral wealth. Then there's political instability. Since gaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, Kazakhstan has been ruled by a single party with an iron fist. The lack of political competition and democratic practices has resulted in a volatile political climate, with the potential for instability always looming on the horizon. This lack of political stability has not only stifled innovation and progress, but has also deterred foreign investors who are wary of the risks associated with such an unpredictable environment. And let's not forget about economic dependence. Kazakhstan's economy is heavily reliant on its mineral reserves, particularly oil, gas, and uranium. While these resources have brought in substantial revenue, they've also made the country vulnerable to global market fluctuations. When oil prices fell in 2014, for example, Kazakhstan's economy took a significant hit, revealing just how precarious this over-reliance can be. Moreover, this dependence on mineral reserves has hindered the diversification of Kazakhstan's economy. The country has largely failed to develop other sectors, such as manufacturing, technology, and services, which could provide more sustainable and stable sources of income. Instead, it's become trapped in a cycle of extraction and exportation, with little room for growth or innovation. Finally, there's the issue of infrastructure. Despite its vast size, Kazakhstan's infrastructure is woefully inadequate. This lack of infrastructure has hampered the country's ability to transport its resources, both within its borders and to other countries. It's also hindered the development of other sectors, such as tourism and agriculture, which could potentially diversify the economy and reduce its dependence on mineral reserves. In conclusion, while Kazakhstan is blessed with vast mineral wealth and a strategic location, a combination of corruption, political instability, economic dependence, and inadequate infrastructure has stifled its growth and development. The country has become trapped in a cycle of dependence on its mineral reserves, with little room for diversification or innovation. This has resulted in a stagnant economy that is vulnerable to external shocks and unable to fully capitalize on its potential. These factors combined have kept Kazakhstan from reaching the heights its resources and location suggest it could. So, what would it take for Kazakhstan to break free from its current constraints and fully realize its potential? To answer this question, let's delve into a few potential solutions that could set this Central Asian giant on a path towards greater autonomy and prosperity. Firstly, the need for political reform is paramount. Kazakhstan must strive towards a more transparent, accountable, and democratic system. This would not only instill greater confidence among its citizens, but also make the nation more appealing to foreign investors and international partners. The goal should be to build a society where everyone, regardless of their status or influence, is equal before the law. Secondly, economic diversification is a must. While Kazakhstan is blessed with abundant natural resources, a heavy reliance on them could be a double-edged sword. An overemphasis on the extractive sector can lead to what economists call Dutch disease, where other sectors of the economy are neglected and ultimately suffer. Therefore, investing in other sectors such as technology, agriculture, and manufacturing could help create a more balanced and resilient economy. The third point to consider is the strengthening of anti-corruption measures. Corruption is often a significant roadblock to development, and Kazakhstan is no exception. Implementing stricter laws, promoting transparency, and ensuring accountability could go a long way in curbing this menace. Lastly, it's about time Kazakhstan strengthens its relations with other countries and reduces its dependence on Russia and China. While both these nations are important partners, having a more diversified portfolio of alliances can provide a safety net against any potential geopolitical shifts. This could mean strengthening ties with countries in Europe, the Middle East, and even across the Pacific. In essence, the path to a brighter future for Kazakhstan is a multi-pronged approach, addressing political, economic, and social aspects. It's about building a nation that's not just rich in resources, but also in opportunities for its people. With the right reforms and policies, Kazakhstan could indeed become a major global player. The story of Kazakhstan is a tale of untapped potential. This vast nation, straddling the crossroads of China, Russia, Central Asia, and Europe, is a treasure trove of mineral wealth, an energy giant, and a food basket to the world. Yet it's also a land grappling with its own complexities. We've journeyed through the depths of Kazakhstan's potential, its current status, the reasons behind its unfulfilled promise, and the path that lies ahead. We've seen how, despite its abundant resources and strategic location, Kazakhstan battles its own demons. Dependencies, geographical challenges, and internal structures that stymie its growth. Yet the future is not set in stone. With political will, economic reforms, and a focused approach towards sustainable development, Kazakhstan can turn the tide. It can move beyond being merely a piece on the global chessboard to becoming a player in its own right. Only time will tell if this Central Asian nation can overcome its challenges and fully realize its potential. For now, Kazakhstan remains a land of untapped promise.